Namaste viewers, and today we are again back with a new video on knee strengthening. So a lot of you had reached out to me personally asking for a short practice that you can do at home to strengthen your knees, to stretch your knees and to prevent knee pain and also to help prevent injuries of the knee. So we're going to do a small sequence which is again aimed at strengthening, soothing and helping you overcome knee injuries. Now when we talk of knee as a whole, so it is not just enough to strengthen your knee. So I want to actually talk a little about the most common issues that affect the knee is the back of the knee paining or the misalignment of the patella or a meniscus tear. However, it is important to know that most of the knee injuries happen because of wrong alignment during your exercise routine. So many times when we do our lunges or squats, when we do lunges with weights in the gym, or when we do a lot of impactful exercise like a lot of cardio activity with a lot of load on the knees, and even maybe a yoga practice where you're constantly not aligning your knees in the right way. This is probably one of the most common ways to get an injury on the knee. So one is to avoid injury to the knee by ensuring that your knee alignment is correct in any exercise routine that you undertake. Secondly, you cannot treat just the knee for an injury or to strengthen. So when we talk of knee strengthening, it has to be the entire lower body as a whole, starting from your core. Now if you can see, the core is right in the center of your body. So your upper body and your lower body and core is right at the center. So it kind of acts like a balance for your entire body. So if your core is strong, if your core is reasonably nice, then most of the issues can be solved. So then you can avoid back pain, you can avoid knee pain, because the knee is a sensitive joint, it's a small joint, and your entire weight is taken up by the knee. So it's very important that the rest of the muscles, the rest of the organs work effectively to ensure that the knee is not impacted hugely. Now, thirdly, when we talk of knee pain, it could also be because of weak quadriceps, which are your weak thigh muscles. It could be because of tight hamstrings, which can pull at the back of your knees. It could be because of weak calf muscles, and as I said, a stretched IT band on the side or a weak core. So when you talk of knee strengthening, it has to be done holistically. It has to be an overall balanced exercise that targets all of these areas rather than just focusing on the knee. So when you focus on the knee, it's very simple. You just make sure the alignment of the knee is correct. So always the rule of thumb is the knee never exceeds the ankle. The knee never goes beyond your toes in any exercise that you do. Whether it's a lunge, whether it's like a deep squat, or whether you're doing any of your asanas like your Virabhadrasana or your Utkatasana. So the knee always should be in line with your ankles rather in line with your second toe, so that when you look down you should be able to look at your toes. So we will address all of this in this routine. So you could do this, you can integrate this as part of your yoga practice. You could do this maybe after a heavy cardio workout. Maybe if you play sports like badminton, tennis, you could do this routine for 15 to 20 minutes after you finish your sports, after you finish your weight training, after you finish your yoga practice, any which ways that you choose, or you can integrate it along with your yoga practice and make this as a 1 hour routine. And also, whenever you're following my videos, I'd like to point out that please feel free to hit the pause button anytime and take enough rest pauses in between. Relax in Shashankasana, child's pose, relax and lie down on your back, any which posture that helps you get comfort, and always follow your body's instructions. So you have to listen to your body, because it is your body. Even though I may be a teacher, I may not really know the range of motion that your body is capable of. So it's always important to listen to your body, listen to that, and do not strain beyond what your body can take on that particular thing. Alright, so let's begin the practice, and here we go.
Let us begin our practice by sitting in any comfortable posture, keeping your back straight, shoulders relaxed, gentle breathing in and breathing out, aligning your body, breath and mind before we begin our routine. And once you feel stable, slowly come onto your knees, bringing your knees hip distance apart, spreading your fingers, palms directly under your shoulders, I always like to begin the practice by warming up my spine a little. So as you inhale, drop your back, lift your chest and shoulders. As you exhale, rounding your back and gaze at your belly. Couple of more times. As you inhale, drop your back, lift your chest and shoulders, arching your lower back. As you exhale, round your back, lift your spine up and gaze at your belly. One more time. Inhaling, drop your back, lift your chest and shoulders. Exhale, rounding your back, gazing at your navel. One more time. Inhale, drop your back, lift up. Exhale, round your back. And let's do that one last time. Inhale, drop your back, lift up, and maybe you want to hold it here for about 5 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. As you exhale, lifting your back muscles up nicely, gazing at your belly. And gently release. And slowly bring your left palm to the center. Stretch your right arm out in front of you. Once you get stable, slowly stretch the left leg behind you. Body in a straight line. Just a little bit of warming up for the core. Holding for about 5 or 10 breaths, depending on your comfort. And gently bend the left knee. Hold your left ankle with your right palm and give a gentle stretch back. And slowly release. Moving on to the other side, bringing your right palm to the center, stretch your left arm in front of you and stretch your right leg behind you. Keeping your butt tight, trying to keep the knees straight. Hold. And slowly take your left palm and hold your right ankle. Open up the heel nicely, trying to send your heel a little away from the hip, arching your lower back. And gently release. And we'll do a little bit of work for the knees to force the muscles around the knee to work a little. So tuck your toes and slowly lift both your knees about 2 inches off the mat. And try to hold it for about 5 breaths. And release. We'll probably try that one more time. Tucking your toes, press your palms firmly and lift both your knees about 2 inches off the mat, just 2 inches. Maybe you can try and hold this for about 10 breaths this time. You'll soon start feeling your quadriceps, your thigh muscles working. Almost there, almost there. Exhale, release. And sit back on your heels, stretch your arms out and relax in child's pose for a couple of breaths. And slowly come up. Tucking your toes, come to mountain pose, Parvatasana. If your heels are unable to reach the floor, you can always bend your knees and draw your belly deep towards your thighs. Or you can, if you're able to, you can drop your heels on the mat and gently walk your heels up and down 5 times on each side. Just loosening up your leg muscles, drop your head deep in between your arms. And look in between your palms and now try to take baby steps towards your palms by keeping your knees straight though. As much as you can, keep pressing your palms, take baby steps towards your palms. As much as you can, keeping the knees straight. And gently bend your knees, hands to your hips and slowly come up. We'll move on to Surya Namaskar just to warm up the body. Aligning your body, breath and mind first, getting your breathing back to normal. Shoulders relaxed, chest is lifted up. And as you inhale, lifting your arms all the way up, pushing your hips forward, gentle stretch back. As you exhale, reach with your chest forward, drawing your hips back, go down all the way as much as you can. Palms on the mat, take your right leg all the way back. Pull up the back kneecap, lift your chest and shoulders. Exhale, take your left leg back to a plank, Dandasana. Drop your knees down first, elbows close to your body, chest and chin down, Ashtanga Namaskar. As you inhale, sliding your body, lifting up completely into Bhujangasana, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your toes, exhale, come to mountain pose, Parvatasana. And as you inhale, step your right foot in between your palms. As you exhale, bring your left foot in between your palms. Try to draw your belly deep towards your thighs. Straighten your knees. As you inhale, lifting your arms all the way up, pushing your hips forward, stretch back. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. On the other side now. Inhaling, take your left leg all the way back, Ashwasanchalana. Pulling up the back kneecap, chest and shoulders lifted up. Exhaling, right leg back to a plank, Dandasana. Hips and shoulders in one line. Knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga. Inhale, Bhujanga. You can either keep your knees softly bent or straighten up completely. Tuck your toes, exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, step your left foot in between your palms. Exhale, right foot. Straighten your knees, fold forward completely. As you inhale, lift your arms all the way up, pushing your hips forward, stretch back. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart center. Now I'm also going to show you Surya Namaskars with blocks for those of you who may not be able to reach the floor. If you probably have tight hamstrings. So this is a great way to explore Surya Namaskars. So keep the blocks on either side of your feet, a little distance away. And as you inhale, lift your arms all the way up, pushing your hips forward, stretch back. Now as you exhale, fold forward, reaching with your chest and place your palms on the block. You can always adjust the height of the block by turning it any which ways. Spread your fingers nicely on the block, press your palms firmly. And pressing your palms on the block, take your right leg all the way back. As you exhale, take your left leg all the way back to a plank. Dropping your knees down, chest and chin down, Ashtanga Namaskar. You can drop your chest in between your blocks. As you inhale, push into your blocks, lift up into Bhujangasana. Tuck your toes, straighten your elbows, Parvatasana. As you inhale, step your right foot in between your palms. Exhaling, left foot. And as you inhale, lift your arms all the way up and stretch back. Moving on to the other side. Exhale, fold forward, drop your palms onto the block. Press your palms firmly on the block and take your left leg back. So of course you can do as many rounds of Surya Namaskars as you wish. I'm just showing 2 sets here. It'll be good to do about 4 to 6 sets to really nicely warm up the body. But of course it's your choice. Depends on how you feel on that particular day. Tuck your toes, straighten your elbows and Parvatasana. Inhale, step your left foot in between your palms. Exhale, right foot. Try to straighten your knees, drawing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up and stretch back. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart center. Slowly release your palms. Relax for a couple of breaths. Keep your blocks to the side. We'll just start with a gentle stretch for your outer hips, all the way from the hip down to your ankle. So cross your right foot in front of your left foot into a diagonal. Lift your arms all the way up, lengthen up your spine. And as you exhale, reach forward with your chest. Again, you are free to use your blocks here. It need not necessarily be blocks. You can also use thick books if you wish. You could use a bolster in front of you. So you can place your palms on the block and feel the back of your hips opening up, the side of your hips opening up here. Slowly walk your palms to the right side. You should feel that stretch on your left leg, all the way radiating from the hip all the way to the ankle. I'm just showing you different combinations with the blocks. Try to stay here for about 5 to 10 breaths with inhalations and deep exhalation. And as you inhale, slowly come up, exhale, release. And slowly change sides. Bring your left leg in front of your right leg at a diagonal. Lifting your arms all the way up. Take a deep inhalation, and as you exhale, fold forward, reaching with your chest forward, drawing your belly towards your thighs. Again, feel free to use your blocks. Blocks are your friends, so you should never shy away from using props because they help you really they help you really well in exploring the range of motion that your body has. Feel that stretch on the right outer hip radiating all the way down. This is excellent for stabilizing and stretching the muscles around your knees. As you inhale, slowly lift your arms all the way up and stretch back. Exhale and release. Slowly release. Relax for a couple of breaths. And keep your blocks to the side. And we'll start with a very strong posture, Utkatasana or chair pose. Keeping your feet hip distance apart. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Now make sure your alignment is correct. So send the hip back as if there's a chair behind you. Visualize a chair behind you. Push the hip back and tuck your tailbone in gently. Draw your belly in. Lift the chest up. Make sure the knees are behind the toes. You can always look down to do a mental check. And try to hold it for about 5 deep breaths. Deep inhalation and deep exhalation here. Maybe 10 breaths if you can. Utkatasana is a fantastic pose for overall body strengthener. And slowly release. I'll also show you a modification. You could also do it against the wall to understand the alignment of the posture correctly. So go ahead and stick your butt, your lower back, middle back completely to the wall and walk your feet about 2 feet away from the wall. Stretch your arms out and just slide down the wall as you exhale. Now make sure your thighs are parallel to the floor so that the knees are directly above the ankles. You can continue to keep pressing against the wall, or maybe if you can take your palms behind. Release your hips away from the wall without losing the integrity of the alignment. And slowly stretch your arms out, lifting the chest up. And try to hold here. This is really going to work on your thighs, your quadriceps, your knees. And slowly release. And just stay there for a couple of breaths, allowing your breathing to get back to normal. Relaxing your body. And we'll start with a little bit of balancing pose, Vrikshasana. A very simple and unassuming posture, but has a host of benefits for the entire body. It's excellent for strengthening the standing leg. So bending your right knee, you could keep the sole of your right foot either pressing onto the left thigh, or you could keep it below the knee but never on the kneecap. Pull your left hip in, turn the right knee out to the right side so that it's pointing to the right side. Bring your palms to your heart center, look at any fixed object in front of you. And gentle breathing in and breathing out for about 5 to 10 breaths. You could also hold it for about 30 seconds if you can. You'll always find that one side is probably a little easier than the other side. So as I can clearly see, my left side seems to be a little stronger for me. And on the other side, bending the left knee, pressing the sole of your left foot into your right thigh. Pull the right hip in, turn the left knee out. Keeping the standing leg straight and strong, pressing into the mat firmly. You don't have to lift your arms up since we are focusing on the lower body today. Bring your palms to your heart center. Look at any fixed object. Trying to hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds. Almost there. Yes, I can see a little bit of shaking on my leg. Hold it. And slowly release. Now just gently shake your legs. Take your palms by the sides of your hips. Release your palms by the sides and just relax for a couple of breaths. Allow your breathing to settle down. And we'll move on to our next posture. Utkata Konasana or goddess pose. This is again a beautiful posture for strengthening your quadricep, for strengthening your calf muscles, your ankles. So taking your feet about 2.5 to 3 feet apart, turn your toes out to a 45-degree angle. Make sure your knees are directly above the ankle. So stretch your arms out and squat down completely as much as you can. Pull your belly muscles in, chest is lifted up. Gentle breathing in and breathing out. And slowly try to take the right heel off the mat without lifting the hips. Keeping your hips nice and low. And the left heel off the mat. 5 breaths on each side if you can. And maybe you could take both your heels off the mat. That is slightly challenging, but try to stay there. Excellent for strengthening your calf muscles here. Yes, I can feel my thighs talking to me now. Exhale, release. Slowly bring your feet together. Taking your feet hip distance apart. Bring your palms by the sides of your hips. Relax your shoulders and relax completely. Always try to relax between asanas because we are not working on a cardio here. We are more focused on strengthening. So it's always good to relax and allow the benefits of the practice to assimilate into the body. And moving on to a little bit of work on the core. As I said earlier, having a strong core, a good core is really important. So taking your feet about hip distance apart, drop both your heels to the right side. And bring your left foot forward in front of your hips. Slowly bring your right palm directly under your right shoulder. And lift your hips up, lift the chest up. This is a modified side plank version. And as you exhale, drop your right hip all the way down as much as you can. Inhale, try to lift it up as high as you can. This is great for stretching the outer hip muscle and for strengthening your core. One more time, exhale down, inhale, come up all the way. And just steady yourself and maybe hold this for about 5 breaths. You can keep your left palm on your hip. And slowly come back to plank. Moving on to the other side. You can just rest in between if you wish for a couple of breaths. And slowly come up, shifting sides. I'm just turning around so that you can see the position of the foot clearly. And bringing your feet hip distance apart. Now drop both your heels to the left side. Now slowly bend your right knee and place the right foot in front of your abdomen. Make sure your left palm is under your left shoulder. Open up the chest nicely. And as you exhale, drop your left hip all the way down. Inhale, come up all the way. Doing that a couple of more times. Inhale all the way up. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And open the chest. If you wish, you can lift your arms up. But it's really not required. You can continue to keep your palms on your hip. And hold it. Hold. And slowly release and walking your right foot back to a plank. Maybe we can hold plank for a couple of breaths here today. If this is too challenging for you, you can always drop your knees on the mat, shift your body weight slightly forward and hold. Or you can continue to hold plank with the right alignment. Hips and shoulders in one line, maybe 10 breaths, maybe 15 breaths. Completely your choice. And slowly release, sit back on your heels, separate your knees mat distance apart, stretch your arms out in front of you and relax completely. If you're feeling too exhausted or too fatigued, you can always breathe out through your mouth. And turn around, lie down on your stomach. We'll do Ardha Bekhasana to stretch out the front of your thighs. So come on to your right elbow completely. Bending the left knee, close your palms on your toes and try to reach with your toes down as much as you can. Maybe this is easy for some of you, could be challenging for some of you. So you could always hold your ankle, stretch your leg out as much as your body allows you. Staying there, feel that opening in the front of your thighs. Slowly release. Moving on to the other side, come on to your left elbow, bending your right knee, close down on your toes and draw your toes towards the outside of your right hip. And slowly release. Slowly lie down on your stomach, bring your palms on top of each other and completely relax. And whenever you're ready, bring your palms by the sides of your chest and slowly come up. Turn around, lie down on your back. Feet hip distance apart. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, palms by the sides of your hips. Walk your feet slightly closer to your hips and inhale, lift your hips all the way up, moving your chest towards your chin. Exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale all the way up. Each time, try to lift your hips a little higher if you can. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release. Walk your feet slightly closer to your hips. Inhale all the way up. Now squeeze your shoulder blades in as much as you can. Bring your elbows close to each other. Interlock your fingers. Stretch your palms under your hips. And gently lift your right leg up. Now try to bring your right knee in line with your left knee. This is great for strengthening your hamstrings. Pointing your toes. Gently release, 5 breaths on each side. Lift your hip up again. Lift your left leg up this time. Bring your knees in line with each other, pointing your toes. Tighten your butt muscles, strengthening your hamstrings here. Exhale, release. Lift your hip up again. So most of the asanas we do are for stretching the hamstrings. So this one is especially great for strengthening your hamstrings. And slowly release. And gently hug your knees to your chest, rock side to side, feel good on your spine. Moving on to a little bit of stretching for your hamstrings. Lift your right leg up. Now take your palms, interlock your fingers behind your right knee and give a gentle pull towards your chest. You do not have to lift your head up. And if you wish, you can straighten the left leg. Stay there. Try to keep your shoulders on the mat. Feel that opening on the back of your knees. And slowly switch sides. Bend your knees again. Lift your left leg up. Interlock your fingers behind your left knee. Gentle pull towards your chest and slowly stretch the right leg out if you can. holding it for about 5 to 10 breaths. And slowly release. Slowly bend your right knee. Place your right ankle over your left knee. This is a beautiful stretch. I love this. Interlock your fingers behind your left shin and draw your left thigh towards your chest. As much as you can. Exhale deeply in this posture. This is a beautiful hip opener, especially those who have tight hips should definitely try and do this. And change sides, bringing your left ankle over your right knee, taking your arms from inside, interlocking your fingers over your shin, drawing your right thigh towards your chest. Deep exhalation, deep inhalation here. Slowly release. Stretch your legs out and relax for a couple of breaths. And whenever you're ready, gently roll down to your right side and slowly come up. We'll move with some forward bends now. We'll start with Baddha Konasana, but with a little variation. Bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together first. Now, do not try to take your heels very close to your pelvis. Try to keep your heels a little away from the pelvis. And lift your arms all the way up, lengthen up your spine and gently fold forward. Now, keeping your feet a little away will help your hip flexors to open up gently, to help your groin, pelvic muscles to open up. If you can interlock your fingers under your toes and draw your chest deep inside. Or you can continue to stretch your arms, moving with your chest forward. So take any posture that works for you. You can continue to stay here and consciously try to keep pressing your knees down as much as you can. Slowly release, bring the knees together. And we'll finish our practice with Agni Stambha. I really cannot say enough about this posture because this is really a very, very important pose that people should practice, especially those who sit for long hours in their offices, those who have tight hips, those who have a tight IT band. So the focus here is bring the right ankle over the left knee and the left ankle under the right knee. So ankle over knee, knee over ankle. So try not to take the ankle below, much deeper. And if you feel you're finding this difficult, you can always use a block under your left ankle to lift the knees a little higher. Lift your arms all the way up, lengthen your spine and exhale, reach with your chest forward. So a lot of options here. You can place your palms on the mat if the pain is too excruciating. Otherwise, if you feel you can go down a bit deeper, you can drop your elbows on the mat and completely bring your chest towards your shins. You should feel a deep stretch radiating from the outer hip, right outer hip, all the way till the knee. This is really nice to stretch out your IT band. Helpful in preventing sciatica. Try to hold these poses for as long as you can, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And gently shift now. Bring the right ankle under the left knee and the left ankle above the right knee. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up, lengthen up your spine. And exhale, fold forward as much as your body allows you. You'll always notice that one side is probably a little easier, one side is a little more challenging. For some people, the right side is easier. For some people, the left side is easier. Feel that stretch on the left hip, starting from the left outer hip all the way to the left knee. Each time you feel like giving up, try to focus on your breathing. Deep exhalation here. With every exhalation, try to reach forward. And slowly come up. That felt really good. And turn around, lie down on your back. You can go into Shavasana in two ways. You can either come to Supta Baddha Konasana by bringing the soles of your feet together, or you can simply stretch your legs out and relax in Shavasana. Bringing your feet wider than your hips, palms a little away from the hips. Make any adjustments if you wish at this point. Lift your head a couple of times, releasing any tension from your neck, and let go completely into the mat. Shavasana is a very, very important part of your practice, so never ignore that. And when you wish to come out, start with very gentle movements, wriggling your toes, small movements with your fingers, turning your head side to side. Slowly bring your feet together. Take your arms over your head, interlock your fingers and give a nice stretch to your body. And gently release. Bending your left knee, gently roll over to your right side. And with your eyes closed, slowly come up whenever you're ready. Come and sit up in any comfortable posture, Sukhasana. I always like to sit in half Siddhasana, but it's completely your choice because it makes me feel more steady. It's always good to end your practice with 2 minutes of complete stillness. Stillness of body, stillness of mind. Keeping your back straight, shoulders relaxed. Focusing at your eyebrow center. And gently bring your palms together, rub your palms gently. Cup your palms and transfer the warmth to your eyes first. Slowly slide your palms down your face and neck. Bring your palms in front of your face. Have a smile on your face and gently blink your eyes open. Fold your palms and bring it to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this sequence and do follow me on my FB page Bend It Like LD. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram with the same name as well, Bend It Like LD. And most importantly, do leave your comments and feedback. I'd really love to hear from you if this sequence is helping you with knee pain, if it's helping you to strengthen your knees, and if you could form this as a part of your daily routine. So keep practicing, practice yoga, and wait till the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you.